Nikkei Asia News Roundup
with Jada and Brian. Welcome to the Nikkei Asia News Roundup with your hosts Jada and Brian,
bringing you the latest updates and insights on the dynamic world of Asia and more.
Now let's delve into the headlines. This program is brought to you by Nikkei.
Japan's SoftBank Group has revealed it sold its entire stake in chipmaker NVIDIA last month for $5.83 billion, as its investments in another artificial intelligence leader, OpenAI, helped first-half profits to nearly triple those of a year earlier.
Investigations into low-priced exports from China are spreading worldwide as countries seek to protect domestic industries, raising the possibility of new trade frictions with emerging markets.
Shiseido said Monday it will cut about 200 jobs in Japan as the cosmetics maker braces for its biggest ever annual loss, hit by a large impairment charge related to its struggling U.S. skincare brand.
Shares of the operator of India's largest stockbroker, Grow, began trading on the country's main bourses on Wednesday, opening 12% above their initial public offering price.
Indonesia is becoming a training ground for halal-compliant ramen as Japanese companies keen on expanding into heavily Muslim markets test out pork-free versions of their famous bowls on the Southeast Asian country's Japanese food-loving population.
Thailand this month tightened its regulations on alcohol sales and consumption, preparing to slap a penalty of up to 10,000 baht, or $308, on those who drink in public spaces outside of legal hours for beverage sales. Now moving on to the next segment.
Singles Day glamour fades for China's cost-conscious consumers. With China's economy still sluggish, major e-commerce platforms are extending their sales campaigns. Singles Day, the nation's largest annual online shopping event, which used to take place only on November 11th, is now in its final stage after running for about a month. Singles Day was launched in 2009 by Alibaba Group Holding, China's largest e-commerce company. Competitors such as JD.com later joined, and the event came to be known as a nationwide shopping festival. In the past, luxury overseas products such as high-end cosmetics were sold at deep discounts only on November 11th, prompting purchasing frenzies. But the excitement and special atmosphere associated with the event have faded amid the country's real estate slump and high youth unemployment. Large e-commerce platforms tried to bolster sentiment by extending the sales period. JD.com began its campaign 3 days earlier than last year, stretching it to more than a month. Alibaba is also running sales for about a month through November 14th. But the non-stop sales mean that consumers have grown used to the campaigns. Just before Singles Day, platforms also offer discounts for China's National Day holiday. Consumers now say there are more days with sales than days without.
Foreign non-state networks dominate Southeast Asian organized crime. Southeast Asia's lawless corners and thriving illicit markets have made the region ideal for transnational entities to build multi-billion-dollar criminal networks, bucking the global trend of state-embedded actors dominating such activity, according to a new report. Cambodia, Myanmar, and Laos were singled out as countries where foreign actors were found to be most prevalent in Asia, the Global Organized Crime Index 2025 found. The report said they were major contributors to pulling up the region's criminality average. Foreign mafia-style groups operating in ASEAN have propelled the 11-country sub-region to stand out at the global level, scoring the highest criminality measurement rankings among all sub-regions globally for this actor type, the report says. Among foreign actors, Chinese groups heavily control and influence the illicit trades in Myanmar, collaborating with local criminals. One toxic mix flagged by the report is the strong link between the transnational human trafficking market and financial fraud in the region. Organized crime groups have reportedly lured tens of thousands of people from the region and beyond to work mostly against their will in so-called cyber scam operations.
And now for news highlights. Today we are sharing a couple of Nikkei Asia's most well-read stories in the last few days.
And one of the stories that stood out to me personally, maybe because I usually cover markets, but was about the Philippine currency, the peso, and it's falling to an all-time low against the dollar.
Yeah, I'll admit I haven't been following that closely. I didn't know it was reaching an all-time low.
Yes, yeah. It's fallen significantly in the past couple of months with a lot of investors, selling the peso. And one of the big reasons is because of an infrastructure corruption scandal. We sort of mentioned this, I think, previously, right?
We have a lot of stories about that constantly get into our top 10, and there's been corruption when it comes to infrastructure investment, namely, I think recently it's been flood and storm control.
Yeah.
And how some companies are corrupt and maybe cutting corners, and that's been really thrown into the spotlight recently because there's been some typhoons in the Philippines.
Yes. So that's really shown the realities of the infrastructure problem in Philippines, and it's been led by President Ferdinand Marcos Jr.'s anti-graft probe. So he's really, his initiative there has highlighted the issue. And the story actually also talks about how actually remittances from overseas Filipino, that's sort of what's, always supported the flow of capital into Philippines.
I remember it used to be somewhere around like 10% of all capital in the Philippines comes from overseas remittances. Somewhere around there. I don't know what the most current percentage is.
Yeah. But it's saying that now investors, or mostly foreign investors, have sort of just lost confidence and trust in the Philippine economy. So that's why capital is flowing out, and the remittances from these overseas Filipino might not be enough to support the market. So it's a very well written story by our correspondent in Manila. And we have a couple of other Southeast Asian stories as well, right? One being Thailand and Cambodia.
Which,
again,
for about a year now, there's been a border dispute, and it got deadly over the summer when there was clashes between the militaries.
Yeah.
But there's been a peace deal recently, and President Donald Trump was boasting about how he helped out with that as well. But that might not be lasting. That's the latest story.
Yeah. It seems like this week we've seen tensions flare up again. At least one person was actually killed in Cambodia because of a landmine or mine. And Thailand is accusing Cambodia of saying that they have placed those new mines and that it has caused casualty. But Cambodia is saying, that's not true, and is urging Thailand to keep the ceasefire negotiation that was brokered by Trump. But Thailand is sort of pushing back on it, and again, this is affecting markets, tourism.
Yeah, we had a few stories. We had an excellent photo essay from a few weeks ago about migrant workers and what they're doing, because some people these are Cambodian migrant workers who live in Thailand or used to live in Thailand, because a lot of them are having to decide whether to stay or go, and if which one's not just better for my bottom line and my job, but maybe my own safety. And so that's affecting entire families, thousands of people.
In addition to, Thailand and Cambodia is sort of a reoccurring topic that we talk about, but we have another series of...
It's kind of hard to transition to this other than it's related to Thailand, but there's been I sort of have an obsession with Labubu, and I thought I was done with it a few podcasts ago, calling it my
Labubu Boom.
My Labubu Boom trilogy.
Yeah.
But now there's a sequel to the trilogy because there already are Chinese brands trying to figure out what the next Labubu will be, and they're testing it in Thailand, of all places.
Interesting. I wonder why it's Thailand.
A couple of reasons. Like, I guess a lot of people in Thailand like things like that. It's a good shopping market. They're marketing not just to kids. They want adult collectors. They're calling them art toys.
Well, I just remembered because the Labubu boom started because of Blackpink's Lisa.
That's the other reason. The article mentions that briefly because Labubu was already around, but she's for people who don't know, Lisa is a member of the K-pop group Blackpink. She's Thai, and she's incredibly popular in Thailand. Yeah. And she's incredibly popular around the world. But she's Thai, and a lot of people are very proud of that. And there she is with her Labubus, and that helped it. So we'll see what the next art toy is.
Yes. And that brings us to the close of today's episode.
We look forward to having you join up again for the next edition of the Nikkei Asia News Roundup.
Stay informed, stay curious. Until next time, I'm Jada.
And I'm Brian. See you again, and take care. This program is brought to you by Nikkei.